Welcome to another MedLook 4 tutorial. Today we will be looking at the options dialog. Now to get to the options dialog, all you have to do is go up to Tools, and then click Options. And this screen will pop up. Now the first section here is for the preferred locale. You have the default city that you can have a patient set as. You can select the default state that the patient will be set for, the default zip code, and the default area code. The next section is just miscellaneous options. Now the first set is just to make MedLook look different. You can change the font size for all these smart items in MedLook. You can change the font color, the back color, and the border color. And then these three options have to do with the folder list over here. You can change the back color of the folder list, you can change the font color, and you can change the border color. And then to reset all of the colors back to the default that the software comes in, just click this click to restore default colors and they will be reset. The next option is the Windows options, and it just starts up MedLook wherever you specify. You can say center of screen or center of application, stuff like that. You can start MedLook on the reboot. I just have that set as no right now. You can share layouts. You can share it with, obviously share layouts for the user defaults is just for yourself, and then you can share them with the group, which is everybody else in your office. And that is the folder that the layouts are located in. This, you can click for the HL7 settings, which we will go over in a separate tutorial. Next option is Read Database on Startup. If you have this checked, all it does is opens the last database that you had selected when you closed MedLook. This option, Auto Age on Startup, just ages patients and insurance whenever you start MedLook, but I would only advise having this checked if you have a small database. Large databases, it could take up to a couple of minutes to automatically age every one of the transactions that you have in there. Check database integrity. That just makes sure all of your indexes are correct, and if they are not, it will specify and tell you to contact a support technician. Check screen resolution on startup. All that does is just makes the program the width of your screen and fit better for your monitor. Show item on startup. Now when you have this clicked, when you come into MedLook, it will open the first item you have selected. So right now I have Beatrice Lewis. If I came into MedLook and I had this selected, it would open her account on startup. Show folder title. The only thing this does, it would show the title of whatever folder item you have selected. So if I had patients table selected, up here it would show the patients table title. And you can show it or you can not show it depending on how big your screen is and how much screen space you need. Report shading, that is pretty much just adds more detail to the reports, but it does use more ink. Auto pack and reindex, whenever you start and open a database, it automatically packs it and reindexes it for you. And then it does the days between packing. You can set it to any one of these choices here. The backup exclusion list. Now if you want to make a backup of your database, but you don't want to back up, say, any of the zip files that are in there, or the exes, or the temp files, anything like that, you just specify right here and it won't back those up. All that will do is just make the backup a little bit more quick. Daily auto backup, that will just prompt you to back up your database daily, and then weekly auto backup will just prompt you to back up your data weekly. And this specifies the backup folder. And the layout editor, that just specifies what program you want to edit your layouts in. You can use Microsoft Word, you can use Notepad, WordPad, any of those. Now the next section is patient account settings. Most of these are just self-explanatory. You can read from the title what they do. But managed care, it just shows a warning whenever the managed care visits gets to this number specified. Allow patient transaction edits, as you can see. You have yes or no. Auto save notes, yes or no. Auto payment comments, yes or no. Prompt on charges, yes or no. Notes editor, you can select from one of these. You can use MedLook, just the built-in. You can use WordPad or MS Word. The secondary database, that's used when you want to export a patient, and you would do that from the patient account. You will see that in the patient account tutorial on how to do that. You can click this button to edit aging, as you will see in a separate tutorial on how to do that. Now the billing settings, you can verify diagnosis codes, include valid procedure codes, and as you can see the rest of them here, they're just self-explanatory. New patient default settings. Whenever you create a new patient, you can have it check for duplicate patient entry. You can set the new patient as is active, or if you don't want them to, you can just uncheck that and it'll automatically set them to inactive. This will send the patient to another secondary database that you have specified from right here. You can have a chart number mask, a chart number prefix. You can automatically set what sex a new patient would be set to. Signature on file, you have yes or no. Print referral on insurance form, yes or no. Automatic billing, yes or no. Add interest, yes or no. Send bill to responsible party, you just have another yes or no. And include notes header is a final yes and no for this. So as you can see, most of these options are just self-explanatory. Now the patient charge default settings, you have the remember units between charges, remember modifiers between charges, and remember link settings. Then you have the rest of these settings here, the HCFA box 17, UPIN selected, box 23, CLIA selected, and then you have the other options, and they're just, yet again, self-explanatory. Now down here you have the patient payment default settings. Remember source of payment, you can just check that, yes or no. And you can select your credit card processor. As you can see, we have many, and we are always trying to add more. And that's it for the patient account settings. The next is the patient messaging options, which we will go over in a separate tutorial. Electronic claims, you can select the clearinghouse you want. Right now it's just set to generic. Interest, you can set what the interest is in the days before it starts accumulating. And then finally, you have the HIPAA compliance. You can have it password protected, yes or no, and the minutes to wait you can set also. Now down here on the bottom, you have a button to edit list items, and that just brings you to the list item editor. You have this load button, which loads settings. Say if you want the settings from your neighbor or somebody else using MedLook, you can load settings from them. You can save your settings as whatever you want. And then, of course, OK just saves all the settings that you have selected, and then cancel just exits the dialog. I hope this video has helped, and have a nice day.